Abortion is a controversial topic in America. People will literally attack you whether you're on the right or the left. Some feel that it's the right to have access to abortion, while others view it as a tool to murder. But think about it. Healthcare is supposed to help you keep your life, not take life away. So it doesn't make sense to delete life using abortion, especially with no good justification. However, major events can occur that causes damage to a baby or even the mother that may require an abortion. I'm not here to get into details about abortion specifically, but how it negatively affects America and the American First way of life. In the United States, there is talk about a population crisis. While the crisis hasn't hit fully just yet, it's on its way. According to the CDC, there is 10.5 births per 1,000 women in the USA. The average woman has 1.62 kids in her life. That's lower than the replacement level of 2.5. If you look at the women in your community ages 17 to 25, how many of them have children? One? Maybe two? A lot with none. Couples need to have at least 3 kids to increase the population. If you were smart, you would have 4 to 5 children. It makes more sense if you have to, consider the deaths and accidents and crimes and other ways of being killed. So having 1 or 2 isn't enough. In 2020, there was 3.6 million births and 3.3 million deaths in the USA, compared to 1950, where there were 3.6 million births with only 1.48 million deaths. Also in 2020, which doesn't go towards deaths, there was almost 1 million abortions conducted. 1 million. An insane number. So the total deaths were 4.3 million in 2020 compared to 3.6 million births, a negative decline. America relies on immigration to keep the numbers up, which is something the nation should not do. Abortion has physical and psychological effects. The physical effects consist of 1. Stunt in population growth, 2. Less future workers and business owners, 3. Smaller families, 4. Possible lower GDP, less economic growth, and 5. Possible disruption of government, jobs, and services. The psychological effects are 1. The murder becomes normal in society instead of life and growth. 2. Short-term pleasures become easier. 3. Life is valued less. And 4. Mental damage to people's minds. And last is America will be viewed as a land of death. Terminating future generations that would be doctors, scientists, soldiers, construction workers, nurses, teachers, business owners, heroes is not a good thing to do. Most people living provide contributions to society and to the nation. The majority of those eliminated through abortion would have contributed to our nation and communities. They would have replaced us when we were retired and kept the economic wheel turning. But now that they don't exist, our population declines and we have less access to services and goods. We won't feel the full effects of this until a few years down the road. But right now, it's okay due to immigration. Let's take an example. A farming couple had 1 child and they aborted 2 times, which would produce 2 additional children, which they would be a total of 3. That single child would have sole responsibility to take over the family farm when he grows up. But what happens if he dies or decides to move to the city? The farming couple would have fewer helping hands on the farm, which means less production of food, possible to lose their family farm since their child doesn't want it, and less production of food, which means less income for the family and less food for other Americans. The way they terminate pregnancies also is unethical, even though they try to make it more civilized and proper. How would a person think of America if we kill our children in future generations? It would be a negative view. If we keep doing this repeatedly, it will cause a population crisis, which in turn causes economic decline, broken families, more poverty, and overall decline in all sectors, especially for the elderly people who need care from nurses. If we continue to abort our future generations, it will cause internal problems in our country. We would have to rely on immigration to keep the population steady and to do the work. Americans who do work would have to do even more work. This leads to death of a nation. Mass immigration is not the answer. If you bring in millions of foreigners in, they change the culture, they ignore the laws, they bring dangerous customs and ideas, additional crime, and companies use them for cheap labor instead of hiring Americans. We plainly see this happening today in America. We had an average of 1 million immigrants come into the country every year before Trump got into office a second time, and around 40 to 50 million Americans are first or second generation immigrants. That's a massive number. Most countries have like 1 to 5 million, and then the short-term gain means nothing long-term when your country is completely changed or destroyed. It's already bad enough that America is known for mass shootings and participating in constant wars around the globe, bringing death and destruction. But also having an economic system of killing living things like it's normal makes everything worse. We should have a nation that builds things, helps lives, and creates stability. Killing the unborn is a negative action which influences negative thinking. We see it among our young, we see it among everyday Americans, and we see it within society. People today care less about each other, they care more about their personal self and materials. Women today want to party, have a career, have sex with anyone, and travel, so they do the abortion. That's why women and single mothers support abortion and defend it, even some conservative women. Abortion is an easy escape from consequences. Men take this to their advantage too, so that their side women don't have children. The support for death must stop. This video establishes that abortion is bad for America if done for unjust reasons and in mass. In the future, I will explain abortion in full detail, but for now, I want you to think about how abortion can be good for the country or why it's bad for the country. What positive gains would we get as a nation to have abortion legalized? Not on an individual level, but on the nation level. Then I want you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment your opinion down below, and thank you for watching, and may God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.